Hey everybody, Brad McCullough here. Hey, I wanted to take you through a real life story, a real customer visit. No names, no industry, anything like that. But this is a real example of the power of OEE. In this particular case, the client actually did measure OEE and had some real numbers for us to work with. But I wanted to take you through this and show you how we used OEE to set our goals and our targets and what the impact would have on cost for their operation. So let's just take a quick look and I'll show you. So in this case, the customer did have an asset performance problem. That's really what ATS is about, helping solve asset performance problems. So we got called in to have a little consultation and talk to him about it. So I asked him, I said, what is your OEE? Where is it? And you can see the numbers. They ran in 40% range, which is a real challenge for most manufacturers. That means there's a lot of waste. There's a lot of wasted effort out on the floor to produce the product. So you can see here they were at 65% availability, and their productivity was a problem also. So we talked about that a little bit, and I said, okay, so what are your schedule? How many hours are you putting in to produce the product that you need? So we put together this. You can see they're operating 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So the business is booming, they're working really hard, and they're still thinking at 40% OEE, so you can imagine. So next, you're looking at 168 hours a week of production time. So I said, what's the annual revenue? $100 million. I said, okay, so if you think about $100 million, what is that per week? And if you think about 10 holidays and you rough some numbers out, you say, let's use 50 weeks, rough number, just to make the math work of runtime, 50 weeks. So that's roughly $2 million of revenue a week. So we track revenue because we're thinking about product velocity, and we're going to get to that in a minute. It'll help you understand that. So when you look at the $2 million a week in revenue and the hours that we're running, that's roughly for the plant $11,900 an hour. So that's an interesting metric when we think about product velocity, and when we're working this many hours. So that's an average, all right, at the plant level. But here's the challenge. Look at this chart. So when we think about the hours that are productive and the hours that aren't productive, you can see more than half of the week is wasted. Now I know that it isn't blocked off like, Monday through Wednesday we're effective and the rest of the week we're not. That's not really what it is. But this is a kind of a heat map representation of what's going on in the plant. There's a lot of waste there. So people that implement lean, they're thinking about asset performance, they're really trying to improve things. This would be shocking, and this was shocking for this client when we start to think about what's going on, right? So where are we going with this? So let's say we look at this, okay, we know we're averaging $11,900 an hour, and that's at 40% OEE. So we did some back of the napkin calculations, say what do we need to move the needle, and where we're really going is we're trying to drive some efficiency and shut the weekend shifts off, shut Saturdays and Sundays off, which predominantly are worked overtime, right? So we did some calculation and we said, okay, well, we need to be at 57% OEE, and I'm going to show you this in a minute, which is about $16,667 an hour. So in the context of product velocity, almost $5,000 an hour improvement. So, just to show you how we got there, 2 million divided by that's 120 hours a week. So that really shows us that we can eliminate a couple days, a couple shifts, right? And, we still have some waste in the business. We've moved OEE up from 40% to 57%. I'll show you what we're thinking there, how we set some targets to go forward. But this is significant. So in a business that maybe a payroll is $20 million a year, this could roughly be a $6 million reduction just by eliminating that 30% out there. So it has some value, and we set some targets. So we backed into the OEE numbers. We said, okay, here's our baseline. We're at 65, 68, and 90. What do we think we want to do out on the floor? Availability at 85%. Productivity is going to have to improve, which when I improve availability, oftentimes there's some bleed through there where we drive some efficiencies in productivity and quality to get the 57%. Now remember, 75, 80%, 85 is world-class. So we've still got a long ways to go, but this is initial targets to shut off the weekend shift because they didn't need to produce more product, but they were working, they were working an awful lot of hours with an awful lot of waste out there. And so this is how we set our targets. You think about the maintenance program, it has a dramatic impact on availability. It also has impact on productivity and quality. There are micro stops and problems in productivity that good operations people will take care of and have the assets running right, even though, because the assets aren't in good condition, there'll still be a problem there. But so just a little bit about how we set goals and what we do on the front end of a business opportunity and how we look at cost. This happens to be thinking about the labor input side. But when you shut the weekends off, you eliminate your safety risks, you cut down on power and electrical and so on. So there's a lot of advantages when you really start to run a more efficient operation, not to mention burnout of people, turnover, like I mentioned, safety issues. So just another way we use OEE, thought I'd share it as it impacts direct labor and the input on that side. If you want some help with your factory, feel free to give me a call at Advanced Technology Services, 309-370-2382. But just wanted to share another way that we look at and help clients improve their business and set some improvement targets. Truthfully, once we get through this, that's when the hard work starts and we get on the floor really understanding where the losses are. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope it helps. Talk to you soon.